I've been lied to my whole life. And so have you. We've been led to believe that attention is something you politely ask for. That's wrong. Attention is taken. It's commanded. Like a magician who steals a watch right from under your nose without you even noticing. I understood this one evening, in a crowded square in Barcelona. A guy with a simple deck of cards held 200 people spellbound. Not me. I wasn't watching the cards, I was watching him. And I saw the invisible thread. The thread he used to pull the gaze of every single person, one by one. It wasn't magic. It was a language. In the next 14 minutes, I'm not going to give you a list of trite, copy and paste phrases. I'm going to reveal the 7 fundamental illusions, the 7 psychological sleight of hand tricks that masters of attention use to direct your mind exactly where they want it. These are the secrets that turn a whisper into a resounding roar. Stay with me until the end, because the 7th illusion is the most powerful, the one nobody ever sees coming, and it will permanently change the way you communicate. Part 1. The Open Question Illusion. The first thread the Barcelona magician pulled was a simple question. He didn't say, "Look at me." He looked at a man in the crowd and asked, "Sir, in your opinion, why will everyone here be looking at my left hand in exactly 3 seconds?" Boom. Just like that, it was over. He no longer needed to ask for attention. He had already seized it. An open question, especially one that starts with why or how, doesn't ask for an answer. It forces our brain into problem-solving mode. It can't help itself. It's a mental short-circuit. The mere act of hearing the question makes us complicit in the experience. We want to know the answer, we want to see if our own hypothesis is correct. It's an invitation to a mental game that's almost impossible to refuse. This is the simplest and most elegant hook, transforming the passive listener into an active participant from the very first second. But beware, that's just the setup. The real trick begins now. Part 2, the direct challenge illusion. Once you have their brain in game mode, you have to raise the stakes. The direct challenge hook is the classic "you can't do that." We are programmed to react to this kind of provocation. It pokes at our ego, our desire to prove our worth. A sports video that starts with "I bet you can't hold this position for more than 30 seconds" will have infinitely more impact than "here's an excellent core exercise." The second statement informs. The first dares. It creates an instant adversary, the viewer's own limits. We're no longer watching a video, we're participating in a challenge. Think of all the video games whose first mission is designed to be almost impossible. It's intentional. Initial failure or difficulty creates an emotional investment. Oh yeah? You think I can't? Just watch me. It's no longer the creator talking to their audience, it's the audience talking to itself, fueled by the challenge. This is a powerful technique, but it can create distance. To truly captivate, you need to draw them in closer, and that's where the third illusion comes in. Part 3, the shared secret illusion. Humans are social creatures, obsessed with information that will give them an advantage. The shared secret hook plays on this sensitive chord. Phrases like, "I'm going to tell you something no one else knows," or "here's the truth they're hiding from you about," create an instant bubble of intimacy. The creator is no longer on a stage, he's leaning in to whisper in your ear. He chooses you from the crowd, to entrust you with privileged information. This completely changes the power dynamic. Suddenly, you're not just a spectator, you're an insider. This technique is at the heart of all conspiracy theories, but also of all major journalistic exposés. It transforms simple information into a treasure. Remember the magician in Barcelona? After asking his question and issuing a small challenge, he gathered people closer and said, "What I'm about to show you, most magicians refuse to do in public." In a single sentence, he created an exclusive club we were all now part of. And of course, no one was going to leave. But there's something even more powerful than sharing a secret, it's shattering a certainty. Part 4, The flaw in the system illusion. This is one of my favorites. It involves taking a universally accepted belief and smashing it to smithereens. You've always been told to put oil in your pasta water. That's the worst mistake you can make. Immediately, two things happen. First, you create a common enemy, the false popular belief. Second, you position yourself as the guide who will lead people out of ignorance. This hook doesn't just capture attention, it reorients it. It says, the path you've all been following leads to a cliff. Follow me, I know a different way. It's incredibly powerful because it validates a feeling many people already harbor, the sense that things aren't as straightforward as they seem. It creates an instant connection based on a shared distrust of the status quo. It's a promise of liberation, a promise to see the world through new eyes. The mere act of questioning a received idea forces the brain to pause and reevaluate. And while it's reevaluating, it's listening to you. But to truly leave a mark, pure emotion remains the most formidable weapon. And that's our fifth illusion. Part 5, the immediate tension illusion. Forget introductions. Forget context. Dive straight into the heart of the action. It's what's known as starting in medias res. Instead of saying, hello, today I'm going to tell you an incredible story that happened to me last week, start with, the flashing blue and red lights in my rearview mirror were the last thing I wanted to see that night. The brain hates incomplete stories. It's compelled to ask, who? What? Where? Why? And to get the answers, it has only one option, keep listening. This type of hook is a promise. The promise that an exciting story is already unfolding, and you've arrived just in time for the best part. It's the technique of all great thrillers, of all the series that hook you from the very first scene. You don't give boredom a chance to set in. You start the movie with the explosion and explain later how we got there. It's audacious, it's direct, and it works every time. And yet, we can go even further by playing not on tension, but on exclusivity. Part 6, the reverse social proof illusion. We all know classic social proof. Millions of people have already bought it. It's effective, but it's common. Reverse social proof is much more subtle and elitist. It doesn't say everyone does it, it says almost no one can do it. For example, only 1% of players have unlocked this achievement, or this is a breathing technique that only the most experienced monks master. This hook doesn't play on the need for belonging, but on the desire to be exceptional. It transforms the content into a challenge, a quest to join a very exclusive circle of the privileged. This flatters your audience's intelligence and ambition. You're not telling them to follow the crowd, you're inviting them to leave it and join the elite. It's extremely motivating. Every piece of information you provide becomes a step toward that exclusive status. It's a way of saying, what I'm offering isn't for everyone. It's for you, because you're different. And who doesn't want to feel special? We are now reaching the pinnacle of this art. The last illusion. The most subtle and the most devastating of all. Part 7, the emotional mirror illusion. All the hooks we've seen so far are techniques to attract the eye. This one is a technique to capture the heart. It's no longer about asking a question, issuing a challenge, or revealing a secret. It's about verbalizing a deep, often unspoken thought or emotion that your audience holds. It's starting a video with that feeling of being surrounded by people, yet feeling completely alone. Or you know that moment when you stare at a blank page, paralyzed by the thought that you have nothing interesting to say? It doesn't scream, look at me, it whispers, I see you. It's the purest form of empathy. In a single sentence, you show that you understand the struggle, the fear, the desire, or the joy of the person on the other side of the screen. The digital barrier melts away. You're no longer a content creator, you're a confidant. It's the strongest bond one can create, because it's not based on intellectual curiosity, but on emotional recognition. The magician in Barcelona ended his show not with a spectacular card trick, but by looking at the crowd and saying, I know you're not wondering how I did the trick. You're wondering if you, too, could create a moment of magic in your own life. And in the silence that followed, I understood. The real trick wasn't the cards. It was us. So, there you have it. The 7 illusions. The open question that engages the intellect. The direct challenge that engages the ego. The shared secret that creates intimacy. The flaw in the system that positions you as a guide. The immediate tension that creates suspense. The reverse social proof that creates exclusivity. And finally, the emotional mirror that creates connection. These aren't magic formulas. They are the keys to understanding the invisible language of attention. They aren't tools of manipulation, but bridges to create genuine connection. Because capturing attention, in the end, isn't about forcing people to look at you. It's about giving them such a compelling reason to do so that they simply can't look away. Now it's your turn to play. Comment go if you want to launch your business. Don't forget to subscribe.